Hello students, my name is Binayak Pal, assistant teacher of Gov Boys High Secondary School, Haflong, Dimashau, Assam. I will I will take uh, chapter 1 of our class 10 science, that is chemical reaction and equation. Now first of all discuss what is a chemical reaction. Chemical reaction, you you know that it is a process in which one or more substances react to form some other new substances with different properties. That means chemical change is occurring. Physical change and chemical change you have studied in lower classes. Okay, so in chemical reaction, in a chemical reaction, a new substance or some substances are formed with different properties. That means chemical changes are taking place. Okay, so this is chemical reaction. Now, how do you know that a chemical reaction is taking place? Chemical reaction. How do we know that chemical reaction is taking place? The following, any of the following changes help us to determine that chemical reaction has taken place. When reaction is taken place between two substances, then some observations, we see some observations. These are observations are new substances formed. When new substance formed, change of state, change in temperature, change in color, evolution of a gas, precipitates is formed. That means when two substances react together, some new substance formed. Number one, change of state means you know that there are three states of matter, solid state, liquid state, and vapor state. If we see in our observation that change of states takes place, that means from solid to liquid state or liquid to vapor state. So we can say that chemical reaction has taken place. Then change in temperature. Change in temperature means if we perform experiment in a test tube, if we see that the test tube becomes hot, then we can say that change in temperature. Change in color. If we see after reaction some change in color from blue to red, by blue to green, so we can say that yes, chemical reaction has taken place. Also, also evolution of a gas also evolved during a chemical reaction. If we see during a reaction some vapor is coming out from the test tube, we call it chemical reaction has taken place. And also last one, precipitates is formed. Precipitates formed means after reaction we see that some insoluble substance are deposited on the bottom of the test tube. So if we see this type of insoluble substance in a test tube, we can say that yes, chemical reaction has taken place. So these are the six observations by which we can say that a chemical reaction has taken place. So let us now see the different types of chemical reaction. There are several types of chemical reactions are there. Number one, you see combination reaction. Number two, decomposition reaction. Number three, displacement reaction. Number four, double displacement reaction. Number five, redox reaction. Number six, exothermic reaction. And number seven, endothermic reaction. Now let us discuss one by one. So let us take the first reaction, that is combination reaction. In combination reaction, you see the two substances react to form only one single substance. So it is written here, you see, in a reaction when two or more substances combine to form a single new substance is called combination reaction. That means two substances combining each other, combining to. Now let us discuss about number one, that is combination reaction. In combination reaction is a reaction in which two or more substances combine to form a single new substance, which is called combination reaction. Okay, so in this combination reaction, you see, I have given also an example here. Two substances are combining with each other, and one single substance is formed. In example, you see calcium oxide is in solid state, and water is in liquid state. When calcium oxide is reacted with water, we get calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide, it is aqueous solution. Okay, so this is combination reaction. So remember, when two substances combine, a new substance is formed. That reaction is called combination reaction. Next, go to next reaction, decomposition reaction. In a reaction, when a single substance decomposes to give two or more simpler substance is called decomposition reaction. That means from a single substance we are getting several substances. Okay, in this example you see calcium carbonate is in solid state. If we give heat to calcium carbonate in a test tube, we will get two substances, that is calcium oxide in solid state and carbon dioxide in gaseous state. That means carbon dioxide will be evolved and it will be removed from the test tube. So this is decomposition reaction. The decomposition reaction, in this example we are supplying heat. In several examples are there. If we supply electricity, also some substance some decomposes to other substance also. The next is displacement reaction. You see, in a reaction when one or groups of atoms of a compound is replaced by another groups of atom is called displacement reaction. I have given also example here. You see, Fe stands for, you know that it is iron. Iron when reacts with copper sulfide is in its aqueous solution. When iron reacts with copper sulfide, we will get ferrous sulfide and copper. You see, in reactivity series, you know that iron is more reactive than copper. From copper sulfate, iron displaces copper sulfate. To give individual, you see, on the right hand side, on the reaction, you see copper, it is written. So, iron react with copper sulfate, it displaces copper and iron goes into the solution. So, iron displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. So, this reaction is known as displacement reaction. Next reaction is double displacement reaction. In a reaction, when two compounds exchange their ions to form two new compounds is called double displacement reaction. In example, you see sodium sulfate and barium chloride. Sodium sulfate and barium chloride we have taken in two test tubes. These are in solution. We mix it together. Okay, so then we'll get sodium chloride and barium sulfate. So barium sulfate is in solid state. So we'll get precipitate. That means some solid substance on the bottom of the test tube, that is barium sulfate, and sodium chloride will be in the solution. So in this reaction, you see that exchange of ions takes place. So we call it double displacement reaction. Next is redox reaction. Redox reaction, you see that the reaction in which oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously is called redox reaction. The oxidation and reduction, oxidation is a process in which a substance gains oxygen, and reduction is the process in which a substance is losing oxygen. So example is given here, copper oxide. When copper oxide is reacted with hydrogen, we will get copper and we get water. You see, copper oxide, it is redox reaction. It is copper oxide is reduced to copper. On the right hand side of the reaction, we get copper oxide is reduced to copper. Okay, and hydrogen is oxidized to water. That means copper oxide is losing oxygen, and hydrogen is gaining oxygen, and it becomes water. Next, you see exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction, in a reaction when heat is evolved. In a reaction, when heat is evolved, we call it exothermic reaction. Suppose in example, you see, calcium oxide reacts with water. Already I have given in combination reaction. In combination reaction, when calcium oxide reacts with water, calcium hydroxide is formed. Calcium oxide is quicklime, and calcium hydroxide is slacklime. When calcium oxide reacts with water, and calcium hydroxide formed with evolution of much heat. So when heat is evolved in a reaction, we call it exothermic reaction. Next, endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction is opposite to exothermic reaction. In a reaction in which heat is absorbed, is called endothermic reaction. Means heat is absorbed. Means in the test tube after reaction, the test tube will become cool. The example you see, when sodium react with oxygen, we will get sodium oxide. And we say that in which the reaction is occurring, that means in test tube, the test tube loses it. So we call it exothermic reaction. Oxidation is a process which involves gain of oxygen or loss of hydrogen. Okay, and reduction is a process which involves loss of oxygen or gain of hydrogen. That means oxidation and reduction are opposite to each other. Okay, so remember it, when oxidation in the process of oxidation, oxygen is supplied by one substance, and in reduction hydrogen, there is a loss of oxygen and gain of hydrogen. Then you say it is an oxidizing agent and reducing agent. Oxidizing agent is a substance which gives oxygen or gains hydrogen. Oxidizing agent, it is agent which supplies oxygen. So oxidizing agent is a substance which gives oxygen to other substance and or gains hydrogen. And reducing agent is also a substance which gives hydrogen or gains oxygen. Now let us take a redox reaction, that is we have already discussed, that is copper oxide reacted with hydrogen to give copper and hydrogen. In this reaction, copper oxide is reduced to copper. You see, on the left hand side, CuO is copper oxide. On the right hand side, you see only copper is written. So copper oxide is reduced to copper, and hydrogen is oxidized to water. The copper oxide is losing oxygen to become copper, so it is reduction. And hydrogen is gaining oxygen, so it is oxidation. So hydrogen is reducing agent here, and copper oxide is oxidizing agent. Let us discuss what is corrosion. So it is the chemical process of slow eating up of the surface of certain metals when kept in open for a long time. In case of iron, we call it rusting. In case of rusting, you see that when iron is exposed to air or moisture, you see that after some days, you will see that a brown color deposit evolved in the surface of the metal. So we call it rusting. So it is corrosion is a very slow process of eating up of surface of certain metals. That means it corrodes the surface of the metals. So it is called corrosion. Now there are several methods to prevent corrosion by painting, oiling, greasing, zinc plating, alloying. These are the some preventive measures for to prevent corrosion. Then rancidity. What is rancidity? It may be defined as the slow oxidation of oils and fats present in food materials, resulting in some bad smelling compounds. So what is rancidity? You know that there are several materials which contains fats and oils. So when fats and oils in food material are kept for a long time, there is a change in smell and taste. So this is called rancidity. There are several methods to check rancidity. Number one, food materials are often packed in airtight container. If we keep food in airtight container, we will check rancidity can be checked. Number two, refrigeration of food also slow down rancidity. If we keep food items in refrigerator, then no rancidity will take place. Number three, in bags containing potato chips, air is often replaced by nitrogen. This checks their oxidation as well as rancidity. When you go to a market, when you buy a cheese packet, you see cheese packet is flapped. That means something is there besides chips. So what is that? What is that thing? That is nitrogen. The nitrogen acts as a deoxidizing agent. Okay, deoxidizing agent. So nitrogen prevents rancidity. Thank you, students. On the second part of our chapter, we will discuss in the next video. To get the update, please subscribe the YouTube channel.